Miles, you're currently working at the National Theatre. Is theatre where, as we're led to believe, the true spirit and essence of acting can be found?
Yeah, there's a phrase, film makes you famous, television makes you rich, and theatre makes you just plain good. And I think what I'm learning is that what just plain good means is relentlessly repeating yourself.
If I can put this quite plainly, you don't panic on a panel show. I've seen you do it. I've seen you do it well, as a good performance, not panicking. Is it the case of having some great pre-prepared material, or just ad-libbing whenever the chance arises?
Well, I think if you get the chance to ad-lib, you should take it. Some panel shows are nearly all ad-libbing. They're, I'd say, the most fun ones. Other ones, yeah, you're required to do a huge amount of preparation for. And those are the ones in which it's sort of harder to get a word in edgeways, because if you spent 2 days writing jokes, you don't want to then turn up at the TV studio and not deliver them. So that's why everyone shouts at once sometimes. An advantage I sometimes have in that arena is I tend to talk in sentences, whereas other people talk in paragraphs. And so if someone bangs on for a bit, then I can hopefully just slide something a little under the fence.
Quite the insight. You've worked with many respected figures in television circles as well as filmic ones. Stuart Lee and Stuart Lee's comedy vehicle, Steve Coogan in The Look of Love, that was a movie. Yeah. Is working with them an education whilst you're actually filming the scenes, or do you have to forget all about that and just concentrate on your own performance?
Well, it's both, if I may say, Dougie. If you're acting opposite someone that you've seen a lot of on TV screen or at cinema, then there's a slightly surreal thing that you need to get over, because you've got to be able to work together, and that might involve talking between scenes and things like that, rather than just standing there looking terrified or in awe of someone. I mean, Clooney, for instance, would sort of wander around chatting to everyone, because that's what actors like doing, is just chatting to other actors. So you'd feel sort of relaxed eventually. When I turned up, I was really terrified, and then after a while we'd finished a scene really quickly, and I thought, all right, no, we're just doing this, we're just at work, that's okay, we're at work. And then, I mean, the other thing is you just get to see people at work. If you've got like a tiny part in a film, the benefit of it is going and watching really good people doing what they do. So I did a really tiny, I mean, it was already tiny and then it was cut, so it didn't really exist, in Sherlock Holmes, the Guy Ritchie film. But that wasn't a wasted day, because I got to watch Robert Downey Jr. and Kelly Riley and Jude Law acting all day, and Guy Ritchie sort of directing.
This brings us to the TCE, the Tom Cruise equation. Now, there's an argument to say that his role in Rain Man was a tougher acting gig than Dustin Hoffman's, and in Magnolia, he was mesmerising, was up for the Oscar, but lost out to, I think it was Michael Caine. Now, is he, Tom Cruise that is, a bona fide movie star who doesn't get his due as being a great actor?
Well, he is a great actor. In Magnolia, he's phenomenal, isn't he? I think maybe latterly other sort of business people focus on, so they don't think of him as an actor, they think of him as this sort of eccentric that's involved in slightly surprising things. But in that sense, he probably doesn't get his due. In the same way that, for instance, when Phil Tufnell won I'm a Celebrity, people just sort of focused him on being this sort of bloke that just messes about and have a laugh. And what people don't realise is just what a fantastic bowler he was. I mean, he won so many test matches for England. And people just think of him as just some sort of joker, but he's not. You listen to him on Test Match Special, Dougie. He's got an awful lot to say, and I think that Phil Tufnell and Tom Cruise perhaps both suffer from the same thing.
And if I may add on as well, far too few conversations these days where Tufnell and Cruise really are the meat in that chatty sandwich.
Yeah, I think that shows you where we're heading as a species, sadly.
Hayo ninate Ishiban Nikotowa.
Gaijitsto, Kaneto, Joho Kana. Kaneto.
You famously won Celebrity Mastermind.
Oh yeah.
Is it true, because we do hear rumours, that they dumb down the questions for some of the celebrities?
They may well do. I mean, it depends. I don't know if it's about dumbing down the questions. It's about what you're allowed to say as your specialist subject on Celebrity Mastermind versus what you'd be allowed to have as a specialist subject on actual Mastermind. I think there's fewer questions as well on the Celebrity one, and they give out a trophy an episode. I mean, they've given out a lot of Celebrity Mastermind trophies, and a lot of people have done it. I once did a really quite normal gig in Cheltenham, and we were getting a lift back, and on the way home we realised that all of us had been on Celebrity Mastermind at some point in the last 6 months. I mean, have you been on it?
No.
Well, I'd recommend it as an afternoon out.
I haven't, but I have listened to John Humphreys on the Today programme, so almost a connection.
It's like that, but closer to your face.
Lastly, Miles, your book, which started as a stage show, the Fibber in the Heat, deals with you pretending to be a sports journalist. Is deceit the best way to get ahead in the media?
I reckon a large number of people have got where they have today by initially bluffing. I remember getting the part of a ventriloquist once in something, and then I got called to see the director, and she said, can you do ventriloquism? And I said, when are we filming? And she said 3 weeks, and I said, I will be able to do ventriloquism in 3 weeks. So there was a sort of an element of bluster there, because I thought she was about to say, so actually, would you mind if we didn't give the part to you? So I just said, oh no, I'll definitely be able to do it. You know, I learned to play the ukulele in 2 weeks. I can't play the ukulele.
Miles Jupp, thank you very much for your time.
Dougie, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
It's been claimed love is the answer. It's also been queried that if love is the answer, what is the question? And that's something that can be confusing, because the question could quite rightly be put as simply as, what is the key to everlasting happiness? At the same time, however, the same answer would be derived from the following question. What band fronted by Arthur Lee released the seminal Forever Changes album in 1967? Confusing times indeed, but worth a ponder.